Hey everybody, it's Rory from A&S Gear, and we're going to look at a brand new version of the TFX. This is the TFX 2.0. Got one right here. Basically, it's just the tray that's different. The loader, the shell, all that, the shell I should say, isn't going to change at all. It's just the tray and parts of the tray that are different from the old one. So I've got both here. Here's the 2.0 tray, and here is the standard one right there. It's nice because the colors or the pieces that are highlighted are really the new pieces in there, except for one. So let's talk about it from the top side here. This right here, it really isn't any different. This part still comes out the same way. If you need to pull the top off or the rotor part out, you just lift that metal stem up or middle stem, turn it and drop it down, and that will release this so you can get in there and do maintenance or clean or whatever you need to do. Go back and rotate it back. Get to the front, major difference up here at the front. So before, on a TFX on the back side right here, this is where your batteries would sit. You had two AA's that sat in the back right here, and then your on-off buttons on the back. Now, they have gone away with the AA batteries, and they've incorporated a rechargeable battery into the front trapdoor tray. So if we flip it over, you can see it right here. So, well, you might not be able to, you can't see the battery because it's inside the tray, but you can see that you've got a USB port to charge it right there, right there. And then you have a button, a red button right here that you can push down. And there are 4 LEDs along the top of the tray right here that will light up. And if they're all 4 lit up, then your battery's full, 75, 50, 25, so on and so forth. Let's see if you guys can see this. Let's figure out a good way to show you here. Right there. So right now I'm at 1, 2, 3. 3 lights. Like that. So you just push it down and it tells you. And then to charge it, you just plug it in. So it's super simple. Now, not only did they incorporate the battery into the front now, rechargeable battery, but they also made the tray sit up higher. If you look at it from the side, you can see that the tray sits up out of the top. And they did this because they were finding that some of the paint at the front wasn't rolling down the ramp and coming into the bottom right here. So they made the incline greater right here. The tray sit up higher after it comes up, and that way the paint easily rolls into the feed system down here at the bottom. So pretty cool. Makes sense, you know? They've got all this empty space up here that they're not using. Might as well make use of the empty space. So if we flip it around, you can see that the new version, no batteries in the back right there. Turn it on still. So you're getting rid of all that on the back. So flipping it over, we'll look at the bottom side here. So the adjustment, this is your tension adjustment on the bottom right here. Overall, through the range of adjustment, the 3 settings from full tension or hardest pushing down to the softest, they've changed it. It's about 20% lighter in tension through all 3 steps, depending on where you have it. So it's not as heavy on the paint as it was, or doesn't push as hard as it used to. They've gone through the board. They've reprogrammed the board now so that the motor is faster, and you can see the difference in the motor when we turn these on, but also it pulses now. So before, when you turned on a TFX, it just it would spin and constantly spin. And then when a ball would go in there and set the sensor arm off or the trip arm off, it would stop like that. Now what's happening, or what they've done, is it pulses like this. And then depending on, you know, what is feeding, obviously it'll speed up depending on what's going on here. But it pulses. And the reason they were doing that is they found that when the loaders were getting empty, when it was getting down to like the last 20, 30 balls or whatever, and that thing is just whipping around on the inside there, that it's popcorning the balls all over the place, and it's not letting that paint settle into the drive assembly. So by pulsing that motor, by pulsing the cup, it gives the paint time to drop down in there. It's not just bing, 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 and never getting a chance to drop in there. It spins, gives it a second for the paint to drop in and settle, and then spin that paint down into the gun. So faster motor and that pulse technology in there to get it to settle properly. And then the one last feature on the bottom down here, it's kind of hard to see, but you can see this cable that's running right here. You notice that it is not right here. And then at this section right here, there's an extra piece right here. They've incorporated an eye system into the loader as well. So not only does it have the switch arm like it used to, but it also has an eye. And they're doing that because paint has typically been trending smaller and smaller as we've gone on. And they're basically putting a redundant system in there to make sure that when you're using that smaller paint, that it possibly isn't tripping the arm off by having such a small ball. So they want to make sure that there's another system in there that's running. And also, if you've got both working at the same time, you're going to get that quick response to when the balls drop in, the loader's going to pick up real fast, and you're not going to have any lag or delay time. So both things working together to really make a cohesive loader. When this arm only works once the gun stops shooting and that ball stack, it stacks up and there's pressure against that stack going up. That's what sets the arm off right there. So it takes it a second for it to realize that, it doesn't need to load anymore, but with the eyes being there as well, it'll see that there's no movement and it'll stop that loader. So just a double redundant system to get the best performance out of the loader possible. So we've got a shell here. So what we'll do, I've got 3 pods of paint. We'll run one here, and then we'll run one here, and then we'll go back and run another one right here so we can see the difference between the two. I'm gonna have to switch out. Obviously, I've only got one shell, so I'm gonna have to switch between the two. But hey, you can do it that way. No sweat. Drop that in there. Put that there. It's not hard to switch them out. Got some paintballs here. This is just HK tournament paint. I've been using the tournament paint for all my shooting videos and stuff. It really shoots good. Maximum amount. All right, so let's go ahead and turn it on, and then you hear that pulsing. Oh, one more in there. All right. Popcorning around in there, you can feel it. You can actually hear it too. Clink, 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 clink. And it's just having a hard time getting that paint to sit down in the bottom. There's that last ball. Maybe there's one more in there. This one more time. I really didn't notice until trying this new tray how much that ball popcorns around in there on those last couple. This load is exceedingly tight on there. All right. Much quicker. None of that bang, 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 spit a couple balls out, bing, 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 spit a couple balls out kind of thing. So there you have it. That's the new 2.0 right there. A lot of improvements into the loader. Obviously, they're always looking to make the loader as best as they can. Any kind of improvements that you need to. So definitely pick one of these up. TFX 2.0, available at ansgear.com.